So the only real concerning thing that's sticking out to me, like Auga, right? You know what I'm saying? Like my eyes are popping out, is 28.57. Hello, mathematicians. Today we're going to stop being afraid of Pot of Desires. And what do I mean about being afraid of Pot of Desires? Well, quick backstory here. Pot of Greed was the original OG card, and it spawned a bunch of little cards because Pot of Greed, drawing 2 cards, was so free, so easy. But one of the cards that it spawned was called Pot of Desires. What it did was banish 10 cards from the top of your deck, draw 2 cards, and these 10 cards that you banish are banished face down, so you really can't get them back. There's no way to get these cards back. And so ever since then, people are so afraid to use this card. Nobody puts this in this deck. It has a very low usage, and I need to tell you guys right now, we need to stop being afraid of this card. We're going to go into the math of this card right now. So banish 10 cards from the top of your deck, draw 2. So what's the math in a 40 card deck if we're running a card at 1, 2, or 3, right? So if we're running a copy at 1, we have a 28.5% chance to banish that 1 copy if we run in at 1 in a 40 card deck. That's because what's going to happen is we're going to have 35 cards left over, and if this is the first thing we do, we have a 28.57% chance to banish that 1 card copy face down. Now, if we're running it at 2, let's say we have a 2 of a kind, it's a 7.56 to banish both of those copies. And if we're running 3 of a kind, let's just say we're running 3 Ash Blossoms, and we really just want to draw an Ash Blossom for whatever reason, it's only a 1.83 to banish all 3 of those copies. Similarly, in a 60 card deck, these are your odds there for that. You can see it's actually even lower. You don't really have to be concerned about it. So the only real concerning thing that's sticking out to me, like Auga, right? You know what I'm saying? Like my eyes are popping out, is 28.57. It does seem a little high, you know. It's almost like a third, like a third is 33%, but it's kind of close to there. And usually I like to be 85% consistency. So the flip side of 28 is 71.42 or 43, I'm sorry, which is not too much to my liking. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look at this here. Let's pretend we are in a tournament, right? We are in a TCG tournament here, and we're running this card, Pot of Desires, and we've got a 71.43% chance of being safe, right? Because that's the opposite. That's the inverse of what we saw, because we lose a 28% chance for it to be banished. Similarly, that means we have a 71.43% chance to be safe. So we use this card, right? And yeah, we were safe, right? So we get to move to the next round and the next round and the next round. But the math kind of changes because every subsequent time we use this, we're kind of rolling with the dice. It's not the gambler's fallacy here, because these are dependent on one another, because eventually the luck is going to catch up to us. So what that means is, in a TCG setting, something like a tournament bracket, right here is when you start getting under 50%, which means you're probably going to lose here, and definitely it's almost 1/4 of a chance that you're going to lose here. And that's why people in the TCG don't really play it. But now, what about Master Duel? Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. You've got the 41.43% chance safe, same thing, right? But here's the difference. The wins are independent of each other, right? It doesn't matter. That variable is going to stay the same. You don't really care. So that means if we're climbing the ladder, which is in Master Duel, and you take a loss, that 71.43 is not really dependent, and it's still going to happen. So what's that mean? We're just going to keep climbing the ladder eventually. That 71.43 just keeps allowing us to climb. So even though I don't really like that number, because it's not 85% or higher, because that's the kind of thing I like to run as far as consistency, in Master Duel in particular, because it's got that high over 50%, and it's going to keep helping us climb that ladder. In Master Duel only, Pot of Desires is an extremely good card, even if you have copies running at 1. So let me just give you this real big data dunk right here on you guys, just to kind of refresh what we're talking about, because I want to show you something else that's really interesting too. So don't run the Desires if you have garnets that you need in the TCG. That 28.57 or the 60 card deck right here is just too high to risk, because also that's over 50%. Too high to risk, wouldn't do it in the TCG. Also, you won't lose starters at 3. So if you're playing anything at 3 or a bunch of copies at 3 for whatever reason, don't want to go over for more than 7 play sets again. But you won't lose that. So don't be afraid to ever lose a 3 of. If that's what you're afraid of, no, definitely run your Pot of Desires. But here's a big revelation that a lot of people don't know about Master Duel. Use Pot of Desires in Master Duel. It's a 71.53% chance to not banish your one-ofs, which is actually really good. But that's for each one-of, though. But normally you're really only running 1 or 2 garnets at one of anyways. If you're running more than one of garnets, like if you're playing Exodia or something, you're running 5 pieces of Exodia, definitely you're not going to do that. But normally it's really just 1 or 2 of the garnets. So you could end up playing 2 copies of that anyways. But speaking of which, since we're on the subject of pots, let's bring a Pot of Extravagance, right? Since we're on that, and let's just go over that math real quick. This is a really interesting one too, because now we're not banishing from the deck, but people might want to be like, okay, so what's the odds of banishing stuff from the extra deck, right? We're going to banish 3 or 6 random face down cards from our extra deck. We could draw 1 for every 3 cards. So what really we're going to do, because you never really want to banish 3, you always want to go positive. We want to draw 2. We want to get that Pot of Greed effect, baby, right? So we're going to banish 6 cards every time, right? And we want to know the odds. If we run 3, oh, we banish 1 of them too. Oh, what are the odds that we banish all 3 of our copies? Should we run it with this? How many copies should we run if we're planning on running this? Well, here are the odds to banish all of your playset extra deck monsters. If you're running at 1 copy, you have a 40% chance to banish it if it's at 1, if you choose to banish 6. And you're going to do this about 99% of the time, unless your hand is really looking solid. But just I'm going to show you the other numbers too. If you just choose to banish 3 there, it's a 20% chance. Now going at 2 copies, you have a 14.29 and a 2.6. And then at 3 copies, it's only a 4.4% chance and really low at 0.22 if you just choose to banish 3. What do I mean by that? So let's say again, you're running a 1 of Hyper Librarian. That's it. You're only allowed to run 1 of. I wouldn't run this then, Pot of Extravagance, because a 40% chance is really high for all of these cards to get banished. So I definitely wouldn't do that. So no. So if you're playing something that's limited to 1 because it's in the extra deck, don't use this card. But let's say you're using SP Little Knight and you want to use it at 3. It's only a 0.44% chance to be banished if you're running it at 3 copies. I should have put 3 of them here. And what that means even too, if you want to kind of sneak it, you know, because I know a lot of people like to put it at 3, but they're like, man, I just really don't want to lose all my copies. You could kind of sneak it to 2. You could sneak some things to 2 copies, still run this and be fine, because it's still giving you 85.71% consistency here to not get banished both of those copies, 14 under that. So we're safe there. So let's give you another data dump here. Remember, don't run Extrav with just 1. 40% is too high to risk. We don't want to risk that. Never worth banishing through just 3. Always do 6 because we want to get that card advantage, right? And then going from 3 to 2, it is kind of significant for tournament play, again, because that will eventually catch up to you, but not in Master Duel. Again, don't be afraid of that 14.29. You could be a little greedy. Just put a lot of cards at 2. I know sometimes I was putting my Typhons at 3. And now, even now that I did this research, I'm going to start putting my Typhons at 2 and not being worried about banishing both of my Typhons so much in Master Duel if I'm using that card. Okay, now I want to talk about this Pot of Duality here. If you don't know what it does, you excavate the top 3 card of your deck, add 1 of them to your hand, and you shuffle the rest back into your deck. Only 1 of these per turn. You can't special summon. We can't special summon. So that means not many decks are going to want to use this card. So the big example I always like to use is talk about Robina here. So what are the odds? What does this graph mean? Why is it coming up like this? You can see that it's definitely it's really sharp, and then it starts it's experienced diminishing returns here as it gets higher and higher. And what do I mean here? Well, let's say we only run 1 copy of Robina. If we use Pot of Duality right off the top of our 40 card deck, we only have an 88.5% chance to find that Robina. But everyone knows we're going to be running Robina at 3, so that means we're going to have a 24.22% chance to find the Robina. Not really looking that good until you remember that there's also map. They could find map. Now right now map is limited to 1, but it's still 1 copy. That would put it at 31.32% chance. And then you also got to remember there's 3 of the advent cards right here, so that's boom boom boom. That means now we have about a 49% chance, about a 50%, I should just say, round that up because that's pretty much 50, to see either the map, advent, or Robina, basically to get our combo started. And you can see here, maybe you're running Wherefore Art Thou or something like that, or some weird card like that, you know, because you get ones or something, and you can still do things like that. That's what this means. And of course, the more copies and stuff like that, the more like similar cards that you want to see, the higher the math goes. So let's just say you want to see, oh, I'm just looking for any. All right, you're playing prank kids, and you're playing all prank kids at 3, and they're all at 3. And there's like 3 of the different elements, or there's 4 of them, so that's 12 prank kids right there. You're like, I just need to see a prank kid with this, and then you just like, oh, or even the field spell, right? So that puts you right there, and that's if you're not planning on special summoning, or if you're using runic, you just need to see any runic cards, and you're running 25 runics. Look at that, you have a 98% chance to see a runic card. Absolutely insane. The more you run, the better it is. It's like insane card. So I just wanted to show you that there. Nothing really to data dump. Now, let's say if you have to choose between extravagance and prosperity, and both of these are legal. Now, we talked big about extravagance because that's a random banish. This one, you get to choose your choice of what to banish. And then what's cool is after that, you get 1 card though. So what's better to use here? Well, I would like to use this, especially if you're using cards that have certain effects that could be sent when they are banished face down, right? Like, so that Infantrat Goliath, for example, can get spotted and got back from like a Rise Heart, which can be used to protect it. So cards like that, but it really does have that evenly matched effect where everything else is going face down. So there's most likely no way of getting these cards back. So just good to remember. I would say extravagance is going to be the winner 99% of the time because of, again, I really like to draw the 2. I think for the most part it's going to be better because I'm sure you could dig deep for 6, but again, the consistency of your deck. If you're really deck building well, even just 1 card is good. If you're a good deck builder, this is the better one. If you're not a good deck builder, I guess this is the better one. But anyways, let's look at an example here of something that happened. Let's look at this example. This happened during a replay. I always like to show this and showcase this of Pot of Desires. What happened? Let's see. Let's go over this, DK. Why?
Yeah, we should have just. The problem is.
Why to screw him, DK?
Unicorn, then do the pot. You can't. You have to pot at the start of your main phase. It's the first thing you have to do, or you don't get to use the pot. And we randomly banished cards also. Oh my gosh. We banished all 3 Arise Heart.
Oh my god.
What is the math on that? Banishing exactly 3 cards out of 6 from your 15 cards? All 3 are gone.
Well, DK, I'm here to tell you I know the math on that because we just went over it. The odds to banish, remember, all 3 of your copies here is 4.4%. to banish all 3 copies. So this guy got extremely unlucky. And again, that's why I wouldn't use, if you're in these tournaments, maybe kind of not use the pots, although running it at 3 is fine in the tournament. He just got unlucky at that. At 4.4%, he got unlucky. All 3 of his copies got banished. So with this, let's go into some textbook examples on using that ourselves. But real quick, if you're still here because you found all this math and stuff, give me a like and give me a sub. I'm on Twitch every Monday and Wednesday about, like, I usually make an appearance from like 6 to like 8 o'clock or something at night on Monday or Wednesday. So you could find me there. I'm like a Pokemon in the wild. Just go to Twitch, look for me there. And yeah, let's use the pot math now and show you what it's actually like and put it into effect, because it's enough. Like, because sometimes we yap too much, but now we gotta slap. You know what I'm saying? Enough yapping. Let's get slapping. Give it a like and subscribe and join our Discord too. We talk about math a lot there. Alright, what do we got here? I'm going first, of course. And what do I got in my hand? The big bad Pot of Desires, baby. Take a look at this. We're going to use this bad boy right away. We're playing Regenesis, actually. It might not look like it because we don't see a single Regenesis card here. We've got Regenesis code, and let's see what we banished off the top. Alright, we banished in the Deer Servant. We won 3 of these. A Regenesis Archfiend. Oh no, we've only run 1 copy of that, but that's fine. We don't need that to win. Oh, I'm happy just going positive here. We got 2 very crucial cards out of that exchange. We banish our warrior, we banish a dragon, and we banish our lord. Oh no, Jesse, what's going on? Well, usually you run all of these at 1, but you know what? Since I was running so many copies, and I did the math on Regenesis anyways, you kind of want to run 2 warriors and 2 dragons anyways, because you like to see them in your hand. Anyways, but I do run 1 of Sage, so this is probably one of the worst mathematical things that could have happened to me. Oh no, I banished a lot of 1-ofs. I played Pinpoint Landing at 1 as well. Code I play at 3, And Genesis, I play at 3 there. Regenesis, I play at 3. So how am I going to get out of this one, Jesse? Well, look, there we go, Ecclesia. But I play Dogmatic of Punishment at 1 as well. And I play Ecclesia at 1. I play a lot of 1-ofs in this deck. And I'll show you what, I'm not afraid to use that. And here I go. I'm getting Fuwalos and Max Seed. You know I'm under some kind of heavy meta guy that's playing some kind of crazy meta deck. Anyways, I'll give him a draw there because of that. Comboed my code to this. But here's the problem, is I can't really summon any more on this turn, so I'm just going to set these, end my turn. These guys come out on the hand anyways. I did have some extra fun stuff I might have wanted to do with that. But I know he's playing some deadly meta deck. This is the Duelist Cup, by the way. You can tell by the way the arena is set. So you know I'm going against the sweatiest of sweat players, but I like to beat them with Regenesis and math anyways. And yes, here we go. Speaking of sweaty players, my opponent is a sweaty 7th Tachyon player, so you know he's using Ryzel. Ryzel's gonna be one of the sweat lords here of the Duelist Cup. And what's more sweaty than this deck? Well, it's Malice. That's why I'm also using Chaos Hunter, because I like to just sack them, because you know what I'm saying? What's better than a good old sack? You know, I used to play hacky sack in high school, so I practice the art of the sacking. Anyways, we're gonna send Dragon here, because like I said, I do run 2 dragons, and he's gonna be able to pretty much full combo off. I do have a Dogmatic of Punishment waiting in the wings here as another trap, but he probably knows that. It's going into Exciton Knight. I can't really stop this now. I was hoping he was going to go into his deadly plays, but he decided not to. Went into Exciton Knight. So now I better use this here or lose it. If you don't know what Exciton Knight does, basically once per chain, he's got a quick effect during your main or opponent's battle phase if your opponent has more total cards on the hand and field than you do. And I did a lot of drawing and stuff. Anyway, so I did. You can detach a material, destroy all other cards on the field, but at least I don't take any more damage. So that's the one good thing. But all right, we'll use Dogmatic of Punishment. I like to send Kit Kalos because that's going to send 5 cards from the deck to the graveyard. And in Regenesis, that's a really good thing to do. So I'm going to lose everything. Draw, I'll get 5, but oh no, I won't get anything back because this Meta Sweat Lord is also running probably 3 copies of Ash Blossom on top of all his hand traps. And now he gets to basically do everything he wants for free. Now he has free reign to do whatever he wants. He's like a thief now, getting to do everything for free. Gets to pay no toll, except for the Magnamut toll, baby. I will get rid of Ryzel there, so you won't get that back. And I'll use this effect to search a card before he gets his negate online, because now Cross is online. He's got a monster negate, and here he goes. It's off to the races for him. He can establish whatever kind of board he wants. It's like he's playing Monopoly. He could choose where he wants to go. And right now, he's choosing to land on Boardwalk and Park Place. This is Park Place, and Detonator surely is going to be the Boardwalk of the deck. But here's the thing. He's not going to let me pass go, and he's not going to let me collect $200 because he's got his negate up. He's got 3 pops in the bank, and he's going to go to battle phase. The only thing I got going for me is I'm not going to take battle damage because of the Exciton Knight, but I'm looking seriously in trouble. So I am going to be able to draw a card, the dragon back, and then this will get me this back. And then Archfiend will try to do something, but of course, I was hoping he would negate the other cards. Archfiend's the main guy that I wanted to get, but of course, I'm against a smart opponent. Again, he's a Sweat Lord. So because he used the negate, I have to use Druid Swarm now, or surely he's going to negate Druid Swarm next turn. So let's just get rid of that Ice Baby. Put that Ice Baby in the Banish Zone. And what do we get? We get probably the best top deck in the game. Lava Golem. Because sometimes the math is just in your favor, baby. You just Lava Golem, tribute those 2 guys away, Lava Golem jump scare. Oh, and I'm just going to send 2 cards from my extra deck to the graveyard. Make you send 2 cards from your extra deck to the graveyard. Get a beautiful draw off the top. And now suddenly the tides have turned, baby, in an instant. All it took was 1 card, baby, and it's this beautiful Lava Golem. I just tributed both. Oh, and you'll take 1,000 damage because I'm feeling generous. I'm not only am I generous, but I am regenerous, if you get what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm going to use Maxi. He's going to counter it or cross out Designator, and I'm actually feeling good here, like the song, I feel good. I knew that I would. Banish your trap that I knew that was back there since the beginning of time. It's been there before Noah built the ark. Anyways, we're gonna go here. He's gonna go into dual drive, gonna try getting his combo back up, and I guess I can't stop him here now. So he's gonna reestablish his board. I feel like I just broke his board, and he's just rebuilding it, no problem. This guy's like a 5-year-old at the beach. When you step on the sandcastle, he doesn't care. He's just gonna build another one, and he just keeps building it. Anyways, and now he's building his board, reestablished it like nothing happened. That's how deadly this deck is. But he's got to go to the end phase because nothing can really top this. I don't know why he didn't just crash this into this, because he probably didn't want this to go off. So anyways, I am gonna send 2 more cards to the graveyard because he was being afraid to send that to the graveyard. Now I get to use Garura, draw a card, and Malong, I get to pick a card and send it back to my hand. And you know I'm gonna target that Lava Golem, baby. Target that back to the hand, and Druid Swarm's gonna target the detonator. So what you gonna do now? Well, this is what he's gonna do. He's gonna target Lava Golem and destroy that very smartly so it doesn't come back to my hand, and then that still goes to the graveyard at least. But I will get off the top of my deck a Chaos Hunter, but he again will get his guy right back. This guy is the gift that keeps on giving. Oh my gosh, I cannot get rid of this detonator. I've seen more detonators than white girls at Starbucks right now. This guy is just coming back. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going and going. But here's something that keeps going. Off of my draw, I drew Delta of Invitation. I'm gonna put this card face down. I'm gonna put it face down. And why am I putting it face down? Well, because now I can just activate it. Get Eldritch the Golden Lord, or maybe I should call him the Chill Lord, because he's just chilling. And what he chills is when he comes out, he can't be destroyed, by the way. He can't be destroyed by card effects. So he kind of counters Detonator. That's why I put him in my deck. Anyways, so he's going to be forced to pop Maximus, which is just continuously sending 2 cards every turn to give me that advantage. Delta of Invitation will always come back to me too, by the way. He will negate this card, the effect, but it's too late. I already have all the attack I need, so we're going to deadly attack that guy, get rid of that, and I'll put a little token. If I wanted to, I could be playing Night Mary or something like that. But I don't do that. So anyways, he's going to go into the battle phase with only one of these. And we're actually lasting pretty long here. We're lasting longer than a golf course match here. But that's what Regenesis aims to do. It really wants to do this. But here we go. I'm going to do this end of the turn right there. Because I don't have more attack than him. We're on turn 8, baby. Look at this. Now he goes into the battle phase. We're going to set this guy right back to the hand. And he's going to go Ash Blossom, attack into Eldritch. That's basically the sign of waving the white flag, because when the Regenesis, you got Regenesis, you built to grind, baby, built to last, Duralast, you know what I'm saying? So he's pretty much hit the surrender button. Now we're gonna get 2 tokens. That means I can summon this guy out normally, summon it the hard way, and attack directly with this, with Eldritch the Chill Lord just chilling in the background like this, just relaxing, chilling all cool, shooting some b-ball outside of the school. But here's the thing, all of this was possible because I was able to draw 2 with that Pot of Desires and just get my stuff running. You need every advantage you can get, and I'm telling you right now that one card definitely made a difference. In fact, you saw like 10 engines there that I was running. Everybody was coming to effect. It was like a tag team match, you know what I'm saying? Like Dogmatica tagged into Regenesis, which tagged into the Bestials, which tagged into Eldritch, which tagged into Regenesis. We needed all these kind of engines just to even have a chance at defeating Ryzeal, which we did handedly, by the way. We have about a 66% win rate with this deck going into the ladder climb. Let's see another replay, because yeah, this Regenesis is smacking and these guys are lacking. All right, I'm gonna go first with this one, and oh, I've got a nice little combo here. Gonna go into, you know, Regenesis Coach, start me off with that, get my Archfiend out, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna search a card, gonna just search for Regenesis with this, and get our cards face out. If you guys don't know what these Regenesis cards do, they're absolutely insane. I love this deck. This deck got more recursion than a merry-go-round. This thing is more circular than that. The longer this game goes, the better your chances of winning, so you really want to play cards. Now, I know I'm advertising a skill drain here, Jesse. It's my villain arc, but I do play this, and there can only be one. It's my only way to kind of fight back on a lot of these meta decks that I see going around and around. But here, my opponent's not using a meta deck here. He's actually using something very unique, it looks like. He's using a nice Blue Eyes deck. Haven't seen one of these lately. Let's just get rid of that because that card that banishes the drill beam is very strong. You don't want to see that. Anyways, he's gonna... he's playing Protoss, so never mind. He's playing something toxic as well. But anyways, and now he somehow gets this yugioh card that's worth a lot of money because it's got the super holographic stuff. And I'll be lying right now if I told you I know what this deck does off the top of my head. All I do know is that this deck, if you allow it to do what it wants to do, and you don't interrupt it. Oh my gosh, this is shiny too, and he just grabbed another shiny too. This guy's got more money than Bill Gates and Elon Musk put together. But I thank you for supporting the game and bringing it so heavily. Anyways, this guy is doing stuff. I don't know what he's doing, but here I see this. The win rate is 78, 77, 78. His win rate is skyrocketing like a rocket going to Mars. This stock can't go any higher. Anyways, something is crazy is when you get 2 10s on the field and you go into this card Verudris right here, the Endbringer of Times. This is deadly. He's now got a 79% chance to win. This guy's got a deadly Omni-Negate. This card does something. This guy means his gay monsters can't be destroyed by battle. Don't know what this card's doing something. This card's probably got some kind of deadly negate. And sure, he's gonna get Blue Eyes now, festering his win rate even more. And then somehow he got Miscellaneous Source into the graveyard. I didn't see when he did that. So let's use this card right now to try to bounce this, but here's what's going to happen. He's just going to be able to negate this activation very simply, but I'll just stop that with Skill Drain, you know what I'm saying? Because Skill Drain is kind of cool there. So we will bounce that back to, he won't be able to negate that. That was our only advantage we had. But here's the thing, my cards really don't go above to 2,500. And he's got all of his cards go over 3,000. So my own skill drain now is going to be used against me. And here he goes. He's activating that card from the top of his deck. It's a pendulum card, and he's now able to ritual it somehow. That's absolutely crazy. So now he gets this card. I don't know what he just did. He just popped 2 cards and dropped 2 more cards. And now he gets Jet Dragon. He gets a Go-Go Gadget Jet Dragon. Go-Go Gadget this. And he's got more cards in his backpack than Dora the Explorer has stuff in her backpack. She's jealous right now of all the things. But here we go. I was able to use my Regenesis Birth to banish it, to summon all the cards to my field that had the name Regenesis in my graveyard for banishment to protect me. So at least I'm able to do that. And yeah, I just got this, so now he's just gonna end his turn because he doesn't want to destroy my guys, because they're just gonna go back to my hand. Well, guess what? They go to the end of the field, they're gonna come back to my hand anyways. So no matter what, he was just saving time, I guess, because he knew that they were just gonna go back to the field at the end of the turn. But either way, they come back to my hand. Like I said, they're glued to me like a magnet, baby. But the problem of my deck right now is my own skill drain is being used against me. He's got these really huge beat sticks, and I only can go to 2,500. And so basically, I'm just going to have to put everything in defense mode and hope for the best. I will use this effect here, hopefully that he uses something, and then I can negate this and send it to the graveyard. Apologies if you hear the thunder going on outside. It's starting to thunder because this guy is bringing the thunder. And wow, so that's gonna go. At least I can kind of slowly do that stuff. This guy will bring stuff to the hand, and then I can special summon it back with code, because on his turn, with this card out, or which one is it? It's this one. Any card sent from the field to the graveyard is also being banished. So this guy is on top of this. He's floodgating me. This guy is floodgating me. I need Noah's Ark to get out of this floodgate. Anyways, he's going to go use the Archfiend. And I'm going to go into Typhon. Typhon at least gives me 2,900 to kind of battle this. But these guys are still not enough. Anyways, this guy has some kind of effect where he just gets to send 2 of his yugioh cards back into the deck and pop a card. So Typhon was very short-lived. At least Archfiend kind of went back to the grave, which is kind of cool because I can special summon it with Regenesis next turn. But oh no, he gets to go full combo again, and every card in his back row is doing something. He's got all of this stuff. The only thing I have going for me is that Regenesis Warrior is at least able to bounce cards back to the hand. But I can't even target these cards, by the way. One of these cards is protecting me from targeting it. I don't know which one it is, by the way, and I don't want to read all of these right now. But he's getting protection from targeting. Oh, right here. The trap card. Your opponent cannot target these monsters with card effects. So really, this guy in attack mode is all he needs. And he's adding insult to injury by going into more cards, going into Hermetic Seal, getting this guy going back here. I don't know what he does when he's back there. That guy likes to bounce back and forth. He's like an overworked boss that just likes to go and check on everyone. He goes to the field, to the graveyard, to the, I don't know. But anyways, he goes to multiple positions. But here's something, my cards only like to go to one position, my hand. At the end of the turn, they always come back to me like a faithful wife. You know what I'm saying? Like a faithful girlfriend. Whatever you got, faithful, this is the real one. And this deck is the real one right here. So you want to get yourself a deck like this because these cards keep coming back. But anyways, the problem is, even if they keep coming back though, they're so good. But I can't get over that 3,300 effect. We'll even put Pirelli in defense position because it's not looking good. We will have a code to figure out. We're going to have to do something with that. We need to get it out to these cards. We're on turn 6, and here he goes. He's going into something else now. What is he going into? Going into Crimson Dragon. Of course, he can't use that, and of course, this guy's got so much cash, he wants to just flash it. Oh, it's going to pop all these cards, but it doesn't matter because Skill Drain is still in effect. He actually really wants to get rid of my Skill Drain, too. I think he's getting a little afraid of my Skill Drain. Gonna go into the battle phase. Gonna go Sage. That's the thing. He actually can't defeat me because my cards keep coming back. So I do have this kind of like unlimited defense. The fact of the matter is that's really interesting, too, is these cards are only banished on my opponent's turn. Any Munter sent, but the thing is, these cards aren't going on the opponent's turn. They're going on my turn, which for him is not the opponent's turn. It's his turn. So that's why these cards keep going to the graveyard and they keep coming back. So he needs a solution to these cards. I basically am putting up an impenetrable wall. Anyways, so, and the thing is too, my impenetrable wall at least has Regenesis Warrior cycling it. And he doesn't like that. So he's had enough of this. He's had enough of my Regenesis Warrior doing that. So he's got to get rid of my Skill Drain. Because eventually I'm just going to keep moving stuff back to the hand. Or I'm going to draw into Dragon. Which Dragon's going to now start circling this. Now, once I get rid of this card, then it's all over for him. But anyways, because he knows then I'll be able to target his card. So the race is on for him to get rid of my cards. And here you go. The overworked boss, again, grabbing another card, doing something here. This is absolutely insane what this guy got here. This guy has so many cards, but because he got rid of Skill Drain, he can now set this card. He can pop a card, and he can even activate Crimson Dragon. So I'm telling you right now, it's not looking good for me. For some reason, he wanted to pop his own card to get the Supreme King back. I don't know what he's doing right now, because I couldn't tell you. I only got 16k life points to my name at this point. I'm just like Bon Jovi right now. I'm living on a prayer. And I don't know if I'm halfway there or not. I'm on turn 6, just trying to survive. It's like that song, staying alive, staying alive. Ha 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 ha, staying alive is what I'm trying to do. Anyways, I'm going to use code here to get a card because I was going to get Dragon into rotation. And here she is, by the way. I was planning on getting into rotation. So this guy made the right call to get rid of the Skill Drain because I was going to get rid of that and I was going to enable targeting. So he did the right move, getting rid of Skill Drain there, going into Blue Eye Spirit, which is really good because that negates card effects in the graveyard. But you know what? He's just going to get rid of that and just go into an Omni Negate. I believe this is a Monster Negate. Here's the thing. Now I can't banish cards from my graveyard. This guy also stops stuff that activates on the field. And he's going to now copy that card and go into something deadly here. Now he's got a deadly card, Red Supernova Dragon. And again, flashing off his display of wealth. Oh my gosh, going 4,500 damage. He already did his battle phase and had a crazy main phase too. Got a negate here. By the way, this guy can't be destroyed by card effects. If I thought that getting over a 3,000 card was hard, getting over these cards is going to be insanely hard. And here's the thing. Once per turn, when a monster effect is activated or I declare an attack, he gets to do this. Banish all cards opponent controls. Absolutely devastating. So I have to activate my effects in the graveyard because I want to get my stuff. He's going to banish all my cards. I have to use Regenesis Dragon now. Get it off the field. Let's get rid of Drill Beam because I don't want to see that. But he's going to use Ultimate Spirit Dragon to stop that. So, boom. Regenesis Dragon can't activate. He's going to get more attack. Everything's going to get banished. This guy's going to come back, though. And Regenesis Warrior comes back. At least my cards come back to the hand. That's what I could say about this deck. It's so faithful. I get all of my Regenesis cards back. And this card gets destroyed. And when this card gets destroyed because it was cheated out. It didn't come out the right way. He gets this card, and that's it. And for some reason, this card has to come back. When does this card come back? During your next end phase. Well, guess what? It's my turn. So I have a little bit of time to finish him. I really have to kind of finish him here. It's now or never. I do know that's his Regenesis. That's his Regenesis. That's his negate. That's his drill beam. So I'm not going to activate Archfiend here. I'm just going to put it out. And he thought that I needed that to get my Regenesis cards out, because normally you do, but I do have an Archfiend in the hand. But also, he's got a 25k attack monster, so I could just special summon Sage from the hand anyways. I didn't even need a Regenesis card on the field. And that's the power of Kind Soul, baby, because now I get all of my cards back. Now we'll activate my Archfiend, which will search me another code. And here's a code for you, baby. 5652. That's the code to my locker in high school. I don't know if you know this, but here's something fun. 25 plus 25 plus 25 is 5, leaving you with 500 life points left. And guess what? Now, with that said, you're going to get your monsters back and all that stuff. But you know what? The math never lies. And I have code in my hand. That's a quick play. I've got 3 of these, baby. I'm going to finish you now because I'm not going to let you get another turn. And 9 turns, the longer you let Regenesis play, the better we have chance to winning. So that's a quick little advertisement for Regenesis there. And look, I'm playing all these cards at 2 thanks to the Pot of Desires. So even though we didn't see Pot of Desires, its effect on my deck building still helped me out. So anyways, that was just a little, I guess, advertisement for Regenesis there in the Duelist Cup I was having there. But the Pot of Desires is so good. Just wanted to talk about that. And surely, if I would have gotten it there, I still would have used it off the top because I got everything I needed in rotation anyways. The Regenesis cards are all coming back to me like faithful best friend, like a dog, more loyal than a dog. You know what I'm saying? They just kept coming back to me. They just kept coming back. They were like an Australian boomerang. It just keeps coming back to the hand. Anyways, so if you want an Australian boomerang deck, build Regenesis. But if you want a consistent deck, don't be afraid to use Pot of Desires with your deck and have that deck building in mind. You could run cards at 1 or 2. Don't be afraid to run cards at 1. I had a lot of cards I was running at 1, and they all got banished at game 1. It was almost worst case scenario, and I still won easily against the meta slop. So again, Regenesis is giving me about a 67% win rate going into this Duelist Cup, and yeah, I've been winning 2, losing 1, winning 2, losing 1. Very consistent, very good deck, very traditional kind of style of play with that back and forth we're grinding in the club. Anyways, hope you guys like this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.